Hi guys. So I wanted to come to you and share a vision that I had. It was very short last night. I had forgotten all about it until a few minutes ago, but I was praying. I was laying there praying and I had this vision of a dragon head like this, like the ones you see in the parades. And it was really fast. It was taking people were walking. I don't, you know how they get in, but it was walking in the street and it was turning its head, like kind of do, back and forth, like when they walk down the parade in the street. And the vision ended, and I thought, wow, that was weird. Okay, the dragon, and I happened to fall asleep, and I had a very long dream about a city being nuked and rubble and disaster everywhere. And I'm not going to say all the dream because a lot of it was personal, but there was a point in the dream. There were soldiers and drones, and it was just people hiding. It was crazy, but there's a point in the dream where I looked over and I seen these three teenagers, and they were eating out of three bowls. And I heard in my spirit this said, the dish, the name of the dish they are eating is called Selena. And Selena, when I woke up, Selena is translated to moon goddess, and or white moon, something like that, moon goddess. And in Hebrew, it means white or moon. And that's the Illuminati. The Illuminati worships the moon. It's Ishtar. They worship the moon and the sun and stuff like that. It's just really weird. But anyway, so I wanted to share that with you. And then I was on the phone with Sister Eva Johnson, and she reminded me that tomorrow is the exact day of 70 years that Israel became a nation. And so I went and I looked this up here, day in history. Well, first let me read this, okay? So then I went looking for this photo right here. And the first thing that pops up was that photo is actually a dragon, and they're celebrating the Festival of Lanterns, where they let the lanterns into the sky. I don't know, maybe it's to worship the moon. I have no idea, but it's the monks, and they're the Festival of Lanterns, and it's South Korean monks, and from the city of Seoul, Seoul or something like that. And then today, North Korea filed a ballistic missile, and North Korea fires missile towards Japan, possibly its most powerful yet. Let's see. North Korea has conducted a night test of a long-range ballistic missile, which landed off the coast of Japan, triggering a South Korea test launch in response, and bringing a return to high tension to the region after a lull of more than 2 months. The Pentagon issued a statement saying that the weapon tested was an intercontinental ballistic missile. Initial reports from Seoul, that's the same city I found that, suggested that it came from a mobile launcher and was fired at about 3 a.m. local time. The missile was reported to have flown for 50 minutes on a very high trajectory, reaching 4,500 kilometers above the Earth, more than 10 times higher than the orbit of NASA's International Space Station, before coming down nearly 1,000 kilometers from the launch site off the west coast of Japan. This would make it the most powerful of the 3 ICBMs North Korea has tested so far. Dave Wright, a physicist and missile expert at the Union of Concerned Scientists, calculated that on a normal trajectory, rather than a high lofted one, the missile would have a range of 13,000 kilometers, enough to reach Washington, the rest of the U.S., West Coast, Europe, or Australia. There it is, guys. and they did it in the night. It went higher, frankly, than any previous shot they've taken. You know, war is coming, you guys. We got all this stuff, alliances being made in the Middle East. We have Kim Jong-un over here doing his sneakiness, and President Trump, who had insisted that North Korean development of the ICBM would not happen during his presidency. We will take care of it. It is a situation that we will handle. Now, remember when Trump looked at the screen and said, if they don't knock it off, that war was going to start. That was about, 2 months ago, I think? So now he's back at it again. I don't know, you guys, all these dreams, the past few dreams I've been having, and having last night about nuclear war, everything was rubble. Has Otis, Danny yelling in my face. Right now, Otis has a weapon out in the back of this place. And it's ready, and then hearing it's more powerful than the sun, or compared to the sun. It's coming, you guys. And then tomorrow is, and then Israel, the Syrians built that military base right outside the walls of Israel, and Netanyahu's not liking that. And what else? It's coming, you guys. And then I seen someone commented, one of my subs said that they had a dream and they heard it will happen quickly. It will happen quickly. And then she said the word quickly was said slowly. Quickly. Or quickly. But it will happen quickly. And then this day, tomorrow, is the exact date, November 29th, that Israel became a nation. And let's see. 1947, UN votes for partition of Palestine. Despite the strong Arab position, the United Nations votes for the partition of Palestine and the creation of an independent Jewish state. The modern conflict between Jews and Arabs in Palestine dates back to the 1910s, when both groups laid claim to the British-controlled territory. The Jews were Zionists, recent immigrants from Europe and Russia who came to the ancient homeland of the Jews to establish a Jewish national state. That might explain why I seen Putin had this woman locked up in a barn. And then this kind of ancient Korean or maybe Turkish soldier, I don't know, 1700s type of a samurai-looking garb, came along and freed her. And Putin was mad, very mad, and felt betrayed. Anyway, beginning in 1929, Arabs and Jews openly fought in Palestine, and Britain attempted to limit Jewish immigration as a means of appeasing the Arabs. As a result of the Holocaust in Europe, many Jews illegally entered Palestine during World War II. Radical Jewish groups employed terrorism against British forces in Palestine, which they thought had betrayed the Zionist cause. At the end of the Second War, 1945, the United States took up the Zionist cause. Britain, unable to find a practical solution, referred the problem to the United Nations, which on November 29th, 1947, voted to partition Palestine. The Jews were to possess more than half of Palestine, though they made up less than half of Palestine's population. The Palestinian Arabs, aided by volunteers from other countries, fought the Zionist forces, but the Jews secured full control of their UN-allocated share of Palestine and also some Arab territory. On May 14, 1948, Britain withdrew with the expiration of its mandate. There's the mandate, you guys. Remember I heard mandate spoken to me in the spirit, and I was trying to figure out what that means, what the Lord's talking about. Britain had a mandate with Palestine. And the State of Israel was proclaimed by Jewish Agency Chairman David Ben-Gurion. The next day, forces from Egypt, Transjordan, Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq invaded. Okay, so we're talking about territories, alignments, and look what's about to happen, you guys. And the Lord spoke to me in a dream and said, if I was to show you a dream from the 1950s, I would show you a wall in Iraq. Okay. The Israelis, though less well equipped, managed to fight off the Arabs and then seize key territories such as Galilee, the Palestinian coast, and the strip of territory connected the coastal region to the western section of Jerusalem. In 1949, UN brokered ceasefires left the state of Israel in permanent control of those conquered areas. The departure of hundreds of thousands of Palestinian Arabs from Israel during the war left the country with a substantial Jewish majority. So there it is. Also tomorrow in tomorrow's day of history, Congress creates Committee of Secret Correspondence. Eisenhower goes to Korea. There was something in here that I was like, bird flies over South Pole. Chinese overwhelm allies in North Korea. Johnson establishes the Warren Commission. That's weird. Silver Convention earn a #1 pop hit with Fly Robin Fly. I just had a dream about someone named Robin last night. Oh. Communists vow to smash the Phoenix program. Now this is really weird, you guys. Remember we're talking about Phoenix? So you guys need to go to it, This Day in History, and click on tomorrow. The Viet Cong High Command orders an all-out attempt to smash the Phoenix program. Hanoi radio broadcasted a National Liberation Front directive calling for a new offensive to utterly destroy Allied forces. Eliminating the Phoenix organization. The Phoenix program, or Hoang, as it was called in Vietnamese, was a Hamlet security initiative run by the CIA that relied on centralized computerized intelligence gathering aimed at identifying and eliminating the Viet Cong infrastructure, the upper echelon of the National Liberation Front political cadres and party members. So anyway, yeah, reducing the power of the local communist cadres in the South Vietnamese countryside. So you guys, I'm just bringing some information to the table, and with all this put out on the table, we are just so close to war starting. Things are happening. You know, it's like labor pains. It's coming. It's coming very soon. The tribulation is about to begin. And I was looking at this sister's dream. I can't remember her name, but the Lord sent me over there today, and she was talking about how she had a dream, or maybe she commented and sent the link to me for her dream. But one of her dreams was that she was looking around and everybody, or the earth, was surrounded by, they had like lilacs on them and all this purple all over them. And she said the devil was cast out of heaven, and the devil came to the ground, and the earth shook. It made like a thud. And as that happened, it's all the purple and all the lavender and everybody covered by it bounced up in the air and shot up into heaven. So it was like the rapture. The devil was cast down to earth and we shot up into the air. And I thought that was pretty amazing that she was talking about that. All right, you guys, I love you, and I will talk to you later. Feel free to comment.